Hey everybody, Techie101 here, and welcome to my Let's Play of Medieval 2. Now you might— holy shit, a fucking dragon! Okay, whoa. Oh my god, no, it's burning! Okay, crazy, oh yeah, that's crazy, Dan. Even though I didn't really defeat Zarok with the spear, you know, it's cool that you decided to take it on your own and throw the spear. Yeah, okay. So, sorry, Dan, you kind of killed my introduction. Like, how am I supposed to talk over that? You know, epic final climactic battle with Zarok. I can't exactly just say, hey everybody, Techie101 here, welcome my new LP. It's, oh my god, this shit's going on in the background. Alright, so, this is the sequel to my Medieval LP, which was also a replay of a former LP, leading to this LP, which is also a replay of a subsequent LP that I did back in 2010. And that is, of course, for Medieval 2 for the PlayStation 1. And I'm just going to shut up here again for that brief intro, and I'll continue later. But this is London 1886. It takes place 500 years, 500, count them, after we defeated Zarok in the epic final battle. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, really, you should go and watch my first LP, because you're not going to understand a fucking thing. Ah, yes, the dinosaurs. Now listen, Billy, I don't want you to be touching any part of that dinosaur, because something really bad will happen. Oh, London in the Victorian era, the very height of the British Empire. I'm not British, of course, so I'm probably wrong on that in some way. Careful, dead rat, my lord. I wonder if this guy's gonna be our main villain, because there's really ominous music playing around him. Kind of looked like, I don't know, like Vin Diesel's very disgruntled grandfather. I don't know. Totally the protagonist. Okay. Okay, he might be, you know, invoking an ancient satanic spell to raise the dead and bring life to where life does not belong, but hey, you know, you don't know. Maybe he has a really awesome social life. I don't know. Okay, he's turning into the fucking devil. This guy's badass. Fear my evil cloak! Yeah, take that. Got a slight static shock from that shit. Why did they wait until I was a skeleton to bury me? Oh god damn it, Billy! I told you not to touch the damn skeletons! So, yeah, okay. Oh my god. Ah! Frickin' skeleton. Okay, so yeah, that was, yeah, that's Triceratops. Actually, no. Yeah, well, I call it a Triceratops because, you know, that's what it is. But the game's not going to really think that. I'll get to that later, though. Alright, so that was the opening here. I was like, oh, look, we have Dirk Steadfast hanging out there. No, that was Carl Sterngard. I always mix those two up. Alright, so, by the way, in case you're... I think the intro to this game is different in case you're playing it in the PAL version. The UK version is different from the English version. Alright, so, new game, obviously. We're just going to hit the skeleton. We're just going to go right to it, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do this. Alright, here we go. The Museum, which is clearly where we were just at in the opening. It's like think of it as Night of the Museum with Ben Stiller, except instead of Ben Stiller, we have a skeleton, and instead of... who's the other guy? Instead of Robin Williams, we have a weird ghost pal. Okay, so slightly better than Night of the Museum. Dan's just like, oh, time to wake up. Are we going to school? What's going on here? I thought I was supposed to be partying in the Hall of Heroes, and oh, okay.
Back from the dead once
Damn
again.
straight.
The great hero of Gallowmere reduced to a dusty relic at the back of the old museum.
Dusty relic, you know. Well, hey, ever since you jacked up the admission prices, you know, a lot of kids want to pay to see a real life skeleton. You know, when you have a giant freaking Triceratops one wing over. Don't get me started on the Egyptology exhibit. We're going to get into that a little bit later, but let's just suffice it to say that this era of human history was probably like the foundation of Egyptology, and like archaeology really started to boom. So that's going to play a part later on. It's 1886, so just keep that in mind. All right, so first thing in any medieval game we have to do is rip off our arm and use it to get, I don't know, a better weapon. And in this case, it'll be the small sword. So, the graphics, you know, they've stayed relatively... Oh, there's a pair of tits. Oh my god, they actually... Okay, whatever. And that's half of, I don't know, Raven Hooves, and this is... I don't know... Okay, I don't know who put together this wing together, but they're like... They took like half of these sculptures, like, we're just gonna cut them in half because we don't have a lot of statues. We need to conserve... We need to save space. I mean, we need to make this place look more full than it is. So let's just cut the statues in half and just have it go crazy. So yeah, the graphics are still PlayStation 1, so it's not so much better. They did improve on a couple things, like for example that cool little graphic we got when we got the small sword, that's new. The zombies of course look a lot nicer than they do. The animations of them, their limbs flying off in all directions, look a lot nicer than it used to. We got the museum key. We have keys now in place of runes. We've upgraded. You know, we no longer have to use magical artifacts to open gates. We now use these strange small metallic objects that we emplace in these strategically located holes in the doors and gates, and that will open it up. So this is like high-grade sorcery here. I have no idea where they got their shit, but whatever. Alright, so this is, I guess, the Bronze Age wing of the museum, where we have these giant freaking... you gotta question some of these exhibits. Why did they decide to dress up two skeletons in full armor and broadswords and just throw them in glass cases? And why did they get glass cases and I just got a freaking table? You know, you just know some little brat's gonna show up on my table and stick gum in my eye socket or something. You know I'm still cleaning out crap in my ears, you know, from all the crap those kids have been doing. Get out of there, Dan. Alright, so, interesting other thing in this game that I'm sure you're going to be, you know, ecstatic about. We get to shoot things with firearms! Yeah, we get incendiary devices. Dan is just freaking Rambo now. We're kicking this shit. We're going Arnold Schwarzenegger on these guys' asses. Boom!
As well as an inventory.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem. You see, that's one issue why this game, I don't care, Winston, you can just, yeah, Winston's basically our new, he's the books. You know how in the books in the first game, the books that had infinite knowledge of the entire cosmos crammed into their pages? Yeah, we have Winston in this, Winston the Help Ghost in this game. Well, anyway, no! No, there we go. Alright, anyway, that was one of the main problems that kind of, you know, delayed this game review, is that one of the main problems was I wouldn't be able to emulate that feature. See, one of the main features of this game that made it so awesome is you have two weapon slots there. You can have the gun in one slot and you can use the sword in the other. So you keep one projectile weapon and another is a hand-to-hand weapon or a slashing weapon. And under normal circumstances, you do L2 plus square, which I'm hitting right now, and that's not doing anything. But yeah, so I'm just gonna have to switch out like normal. It's not a big issue, but you know, it's just how the game's gonna go. Sorry, guys. Energy vial. Okay. Ooh, I dropped. That was my bad. Yeah. I need my previous PS1 controller that I used for the computer broke, so I'm gonna have to get a better one. That one didn't even work that well anyway, but I'm gonna have to get a better one, maybe for like, I don't know, 10. I only spent like $5 on it for Amazon, so it's not a big surprise it didn't work. Alrighty. So far, you know, Dan doesn't even know how to use a gun. He's just wandering and just like holding it out. Like, it's the boomstick. Alright, you time-traveling screwheads, this is my boomstick. Alright, get on there. Don't really care, Winston. Just climb down this easily placed ladder that I'm sure the normal patrons of the museum love to use every day. Holy crap, it's a Tyrannosaurus Rex! I mean, Triceratops. I mean, it's a Brontosaurus. I mean, I don't know, freaking know. Yes, it is a Triceratops, I know, but you just wait until the game decides to call it what it is, and you'll understand. Alright, let's see. Just gonna kill these little, I don't know, baby sauruses that they have. Praise be to Shiva! Okay, just gonna... Don't take this personally, Shiva. I'm just gonna walk all over your naked body here and just... Okay, that was awkward for both of us, I'm sure. Also, interesting little thing they updated was the life bar, which they made it so they you could regenerate it way quicker, you know, in the Fountain of Rejuvenation. And it's like just a minor thing, but one of the things that was always kind of annoying was that you had to... Oh, damn it, freaking dude. Die. 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 Hold on, let me switch over to my sword here. Ah, dude, just... Freaking... Okay. I'm used to the controls for... Alright, I'm doing the... I'm used for the controls in, Pokemon, so I'm, like, doing something that's not supposed to be done. Okay, get over here. Get the fuck over here. I like how he melted. He's like, melting! So yeah, just the active healing's a lot more expedited in this game, so that's a plus. Alright, so what are we doing now? What are we doing now? This is kind of a really boring museum if you ask me, but whatever. Alright, this is our Spiv. He's going to be taking the place of the merchant goblins in this game. I should have said that, you know, Winston takes more place of the information goblins than the books. I mean, the books and the information goblins kind of both help us out. There's books in this game too, but there's not hardly as many. You figure a museum, you figure we'd have a shit ton of them, but no, not really. Alright, get over here. You're not even attacking me. You're just kind of, like, lumbering around here. Oh, that's right. Something I need to fix right now before we continue even further is we need to go back. Where's the... There we go. We need... No. There it is. We need to turn down the music. And the reason I'm doing this is twofold. Number one... because for some reason this emulator I'm using, I don't know why it does this, but this emulator I'm using has this issue with music where, you know, you'll have the music from the level, and then all of a sudden when you enter a new room, you've probably heard it already, is that the music will instantly jump to something else that's not even supposed to be in that level. Like, there was some music that was from the next level that ended up in this one, and I don't know if it's just a glitch with the emulator, it has to be. But that's not the only reason. The other reason is because this game, unlike Medieval, the first Medieval, uses actual music that is, like, copyrighted as the background music. Like, not right now in this level necessarily, but later on we're going to get into levels like Wolfram Hall and, you know, Wolfram Hall, and even the last level. I used music from the last level in one of my other videos a long time ago, and it also got copyrighted. So, you know, like, I know what they were going after. They were going after music that was actually composed around this time period, and just to make it more realistic, and of course they got the license for it. But, you know, it's a distinct possibility that while I'm reviewing this, you know, the music could be picked up by YouTube's, like, auto detection software, and then I could get copyright claimed. And I don't want that to happen, so sorry if I have to turn down the music. You're just gonna, I mean, you can still hear the voices. You'll still hear Dan slashing the shit out of a prison, out of a museum guard. You know, you'll hear that just fine. It's just that I had to keep it all, you know, as down as possible. I mean, I'm going to be talking over it anyway, but still, it's a distinct possibility. We have to make sure it's not as least likely as possible. Okay, so the chalice cannot be collected. For those of you who don't remember, the chalice of lost souls is serving to gather the lost souls of all the enemies we've defeated in the level. It's intangible until we have completed it, which we have just finished 100%, so we got our chalice, and now we will be able to access a new weapon through some other means. It used to be the Hall of Heroes, but I guess they went on strike or something because they're no longer around, and I guess they passed the way of the chalice over to somebody else who we'll find out later. Fire in the hole! Come on, Dan. Come on, Dan. You can light a freaking... You can light a cannon, Dan. Oh, right. I haven't put the... Sorry. That was my bad. Sorry, guys. There we go. I was like, why isn't it firing compressed air? Isn't this, you know, like a cannon or something? What's it supposed... I don't know how a cannon works, guys. Alright, now go back. I'm still... There we go. Oh, man. It is going to get kind of annoying with the lack of interchangeable inventory slots, but hey, what are you going to do, right? Just going to unload all these guys. Why don't I get a blunderbuss? I want a blunderbuss. I'm never going to let that go. Sarcasm alert for those of you who have played through the rest of the game. And oh! Hi! Well, thankfully Xerox made it into the museum. He got a nice little rope display so the kids won't bug his, you know, skull cavity. I wonder what section we're in right now. The Myths and Legends. Myths and Legends! Screw that! I am hardcore fact. Despite assuming many monstrous forms, the evil sorcerer Xerox was reputably a coward. Legend has it that Great Daniel Sardanian Fortescue vanished the creature in 1386. Okay, so it's a myth and it's a legend, but they got the year spot on. So that's good. I like that. I like the fact that they put freaking Xerox in the same area as they put freaking the Loch Ness Monster. You know, so why am I not in here? I mean, if you're gonna put, you know, the guy, you know, from the, sorry, if you're gonna put, you know, the guy I vanquished in a nice furnished room with a rope, you know, why do you just cram me in the back of the freaking museum? It's like, hey, do you want to know the rest of this guy's story? Then walk to like 2 wings over, and then you'll find out the rest of his story. It's just a little bit odd. Museums don't usually work like this. But then again, I could also be wondering why there's giant stashes of gold just hanging out on the roof of a ceiling next to Nessie, and why there's a museum key that's just also hanging out on the roof here. So yeah, if I could stay here around and nitpick all day, I don't want to know this guy's story. This guy looks like the freaking, looks like Bane, except a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more Manitoris-like. I don't know. All right, so there we go. We got the key, and now we're gearing up for the end. What was that? A fish, like this ancient swordfish or something? Oh no, it's a piranha fish. All right, bring it on. Sending your children to attack me. Typical mom. Wait. Oh, yeah, you can flap your wings all day at me, man. Okay, since you're really not going to try to attack me at all, I'm just going to do this. So, giving me a nice time to charge up there. Oi! I'm Daniel Fortescue, big game hunter. And, rapier extraordinaire, I suppose. Not really a rapier, it's more of a, I don't want to say, I don't know what the hell this is. It's more like a, I don't want to say claymore, although it might be the size of a claymore from Dan's perspective. I'm not sure. Anyway, regardless of that, we are done with level 1, ladies and gentlemen. We are moving on to the next one. But this episode's been going on a little bit. See right there, Tyrannosaurus Rex. I know they're making a joke out of Rex being Rex, but still, it's not a freaking Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's a Triceratops. Anybody could tell you it's a Triceratops. I can tell a 5-year-old. They would say it's Triceratops. Anybody that's seen Land Before Time, Triceratops. Okay, but I'm done ranting because I've saved the game now. Let me just finish this up here. And then we'll be moving on to our first boss fight of Medieval 2. I'm Techie 101. Thank you for watching, everybody. Yeah, so, signing out.